Hello, welcome to Psych Mind Healthy Mind series. This is Darshana Naudikar, clinical psychologist and counselor from Psych Mind Counseling Center, India. Today's topic of discussion in Healthy Mind series that I have chosen is the institution of marriage. Because I believe that marriage is or lays the foundation for the future generation or the next generation. Marriage is a partnership. It's a lifelong partnership between two individuals who are willing to share their life together on this beautiful journey called marriage. In many societies, marriage is age bound. That once the girl or the boy come of age, according to the parents, that 21 or 25 may be the right age to get married. But for me, or many would agree with me, that marriage is not age bound. Marriage, before getting into marriage, what one requires to achieve is maturity. Whether he or she is ready to accept that person into his life, ready to share his life together, ready to love that person, ready to trust that person, be compatible, compassionate. These are the questions one should ask before taking the plunge into the sacred bond. Rightly stated by Sophia Bush is that age should not be the factor for marriage, but finding the right person should be the right factor. Yes, finding the right person is very important where marriage is concerned. Like I said, it's a lifelong partnership. By finding the right person, I mean is that not somebody who shares your likes and dislikes or who has similar likes and dislikes, but somebody who accepts you even with all the differences you all have between you all. And he or she allows you to grow and also is ready to accept change in the relationship at any given point of time. That's finding the right person. Now, in marriages, there are sometimes, once a person gets married, there are a lot of sometimes many people face hurdles like they have compatibility issues or intimacy issues or just they are not able to adjust with each other's families. Such kind of issues crop up. So it's very important that one gets acquainted not only with the boy or the girl who are getting each other who are getting married, but also with the families into which he or she is going to be associated with. Now one would ask, how would I know that am I doing the right thing? Am I marrying the right partner? How would I know that the family is the right his family will accept me how I am? Now many of these questions would be answered if the couple attend a premarital counseling session. Now premarital counseling session is nothing but a couple therapy. It's a therapy where a therapist and the couple getting married discusses various issues on marriage like compatibility, intimacy, finances, children. If there are disagreements, how would one go about helping the other? So these are the various issues that are discussed in premarital counseling. Also, in a few sessions, family members, immediate family members of the bride and the groom are invited to discuss or to take part in this premarital counseling sessions. What happens in this premarital counseling session is the bride and the groom are given a questionnaire pertaining to questions regarding marriage, life, etc. Also, if family members are to be involved, the consent of the bride and the groom is taken, and only then the family members are invited. Even the family members' permission is taken, and the therapist then calls them for a session. The most important thing is that all the sessions that take place is completely confidential. Nothing of it goes out of the therapist's room. It remains with the therapist and the couple and the people involved in these sessions. Why am I saying that premarital counseling session is important? It's because it gets the people involved in these alliances to be well acquainted with one another before before getting before entering the sacred bond. Like for example, let me take a topic of adjustment after marriage. If a girl is from a nuclear family and the boy is from a joint family, many of us would say, oh my god, how is she going to adjust in this joint family? That's when premarital counseling sessions help, because beforehand the discussion is done as to how would the girl adjust, or how would the it's even discussed with the family members that how are they going to welcome this girl, what kind of problems could crop up, what kind of hurdles could crop up, how to overcome them, how to make each other understand that these are the things you could face or you may face, and how you would overcome that. So these are the few points that I discuss. Also, there is financial stability that's discussed, whether the bride and the groom know about each other's financial status, are they on the same page. Children are discussed, like how you plan to have, how many years you plan to have your child, or how are you going to take the responsibility, the duties as a parent to the child. Then intimacy is discussed. Of course, intimacy is an important part of marriage, and so even intimacy issues are discussed between the couple, and the therapist makes the couple feel comfortable and vocal in discussing these issues, because sometimes lack of intimacy also could be a reason for a breakup in marriage. So these are the some of the various issues that is discussed in premarital counseling, and I would urge the youth of today who are planning to get married that please do attend a premarital counseling session and also involve your families in it. Even though sometimes they may say, oh, but our parents and grandparents didn't have a counseling session, but still they had a successful marriage. Yes, true. But times have changed, responsibilities have changed, duties have changed, roles have changed. So there are many changes which we need to adapt to in today's times. And hence, these kind of sessions help us to have a smooth sailing in this beautiful bond. Also, one more important thing that I would like to state here is about that if you are having an affair and are getting into marriage because on a rebound, then please don't do it, because you would be spoiling not only your life but also the life of the other person who will be looking forward to sharing her dreams and aspirations with you. So please be vocal about any such affairs or anything that you have had before. It's better to discuss it between the two rather than after marriage the bride or the girl or the boy involved coming to know from a third person. So these are some of the issues also which would be discussed in premarital counseling sessions. Another important aspect before going into marriage is most of the cultures have this setup of matching horoscopes, which is a good thing. But also, I would urge, which is a good thing, and also it's acceptable in many society and cultures. There's nothing wrong about it. But more important than horoscope matching is blood group matching. It's very important that the groom and the bride who are about to get married get their blood groups matched. Why? Because sometimes if the blood groups there is some discrepancy and it doesn't match, then the kids that they would have in the future could have some complications. Like for example, thalassemia. So it's a good thing if you match your blood groups beforehand. So if there is any discrepancy, you can visit a doctor and take his or her advice as to what can be done in such a case. So before horoscope matching, blood group matching is a must. So these are some of the points that I wanted to discuss today in this pre-marriage session. And I would also say that if you feel that for parents, that if you're looking for alliances abroad, that I found a good groom abroad, he's working well, or a girl is abroad, I feel that you must do a thorough background check before taking things further, because sometimes these small things also could lead to hurdles later on. So uh, before getting into an alliance, it's good to do a background check about whichever family you are going to get acquainted with. Like for example, if a girl is from a small is from a different culture, and a small is coming from a small town, and she finds a groom abroad, and when she goes there she may get a culture shock, and certain things may be not acceptable to her. So it's better that she gets acquainted with such things beforehand. Also, if the boy is abroad, he has friends, and he may be in an affair abroad, and he may not be wanting to tell his parents, and just for the parents sake he agrees to get married. So it's that would again create a problem, because the girl involved would be there, and then the hurdles start, and then it leads to a bitter separation. So premarital counseling, or this talk for pre-marriage, was to help, or to discuss these points, was to help people that these are the hurdles that you could come across before after getting into the bond of marriage. So it's better to be acquainted with the person and the family that you're going to get into beforehand through premarital counseling sessions. So I hope you liked today's session, and I would like to end it here by saying that a premarital counseling session is just like the quote, prevention is better than cure. I hope you like this session. Any suggestions or any topics that you would like me to discuss in this Healthy Mind series are most welcome. You can drop a comment in the comment section, and I would see to it that most of your suggestions are taken through. Thank you so much. I hope I meet you next time with a fit body and a healthy mind. Thank you. This is Darshana Naudikar, clinical psychologist, signing off. Namaste.